If you like this game or any other videos on the channel, feel free to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. This is our battlefield today. We're going to play a smaller battlefield. There's only 1,000 points. There's ruins in the middle. They have windows, so if you go inside them, you can be shot. Windows are covered in this building and this building. Doing a search and destroy, so we're going to do 6 inches from the middle instead of the usual 9. We're starting the corners here, and we're going to have taken hold and minefields as the missions. The roll is 6 for advance, you take a mortal wound. This was destroyed in a previous battle, but now the Imperium has been repairing, been adding some new pipes, adding some new buildings. The train's offloading some pipes, but the World Eaters are back. Salamanders are here to drive back the World Eaters and protect the citizens.
And this is my World Eaters army. From left to right, I have 3 Exalted 8-pounds, 5 Tornadoes, 5 Berserkers, with Khan the Betrayal, and they have Berserker Icon. And then I have War Mercadus, and he was with 3 8-pound. Then in the back I have 10 Jackals, and then finally I have 5 more Berserkers.
Now I have 1,000 points of Salamanders. Rumor's going to have 1,005, but we're just having a friendly game, so that won't matter. Now I'm going to go left to right, so I have 5 Assault Intercessors, with the Sergeant having a Heavy Flamer and a Thunderhammer. And then I have 3 Eradicators. The Sergeant has the Multi-Melta, Vulcan Hastan with 5 Furnace Marines, Adrax Agatone with 3 Blade Guard. In the back there's a Redemptor Dreadnought, and he has the Macroplasma, the Heavy Flamer, Icarus Rocket Pods, and the Twin Stormbolters. Then I have 3 Aggressors, 5 Scouts, and then finally another 5 Assault Intercessors, kitted out like the first one. Sergeant has a Heavy Flamer and a Thunderhammer. So let's see how they do against Rumor's World Eaters. Alright, so let's go to deployment. Deployment is done. The World Eaters deployed quite heavy on the line, hoping to get some first turn charges if they go first. Jackals are on their objective. We have them on top of buildings to just show you guys, but they are inside the building on the objective. The Salamanders, we have our Assault Intercessors deployed to hopefully have the charges smash into them and not my important units. I have my Redemptor and my Furnace Marine sitting on my home field objective. Adrax and his Blade Guard inside the building. I put my Scouts kind of behind this objective, hopefully get on top of it and hopefully far enough away to stop any charges, but we'll see. My Eradicators in reserves. Rumor put 5 of her Berserkers in reserves. That's the deployment. We're going to go on to first turn roll. Alrighty. Whoop! A 5. A 1. Okay, Salamanders go first. That is our scout moves. Rumor moved her forces back a little bit so my Assault Intercessors can't get a first turn charge, and I just moved these scouts up onto this objective. So that is the scout moves. On to my turn 1 with the Salamanders. This is Rumor's corn roll. Alright, roll her up. Alright, so we'll see what we got and come back. So Rumor's going to take advance and charge and sustained hits. Ooh, scary. And this objective, right outside my deployment here, will be the objective Vulcan is going to pick for his ability. If he gets to it, he gets a bunch of buffs. He gets an OC of 10, Leadership 5, and a 4-up Feel No Pain. First turn draw, I have Storm Hostile Objective. I cannot achieve that first turn, so I'll shuffle that back in. Behind enemy lines, Joy, and deploy teleport homers. Well, I should be able to get deploy for the points in the middle, but I don't know about behind enemy lines. Alright, on to turn 1 movement for the Salamanders. I go up to 1 CP, and the World Eaters go up to 1 CP as well. The Alpha moment for turn 1 is going to go on to Karn the Betrayer and his 5 Berserkers. Alright, so for my movement phase, I advance since my entire army does have assault. These assault intercessors up as far as I can get them. Put them on the middle here so I can deploy teleport homer. Advance these aggressors up, but I did roll a 6, so I hit a minefield, so one of the aggressors is down to 2 wounds, so I moved them up. Not close enough that I can get piled into, but I hopefully get some shooting shots next turn. The Blade Guard kind of sat there, hopefully just get ready for a counter charge if we need to. Infernus Marines moved out here, just to get a overwatch onto any Berserkers that might come his way. And the Redemptor is just sitting there. Move back just a little bit. It will also be 4 inches away from the Infernus Marine, so I can't get piled into as well in case they die. Scouts are on this objective just to hold on to that till next turn. Assault Intercessors, they shot into the Terminator, and Rumored somehow rolled a 1, so I did do plink off a wound, so that Terminator's down to 2 wounds. So that was all I'm going to do with my phase. Deployed the teleport homers here, shot with the Assault Intercessors. I'm not in range for anything else. So that is the end of my turn. I will get 3 points for deployed teleport homers, so the score is 3-0 going into turn 1 for the World Eaters. I will toss behind enemy lines for a CP. Let's see what the World Eaters do. So it is Rumor's draw. What do you draw for your cards, Rumor? Flip them over. You have Cleanse and Investigate Signals. Okay, so those aren't the best ones, but she might be able to get a few points for them. Command phase, the World Eaters go up to 2 CP, and the Salamanders are up to 3. Rumor's pretty new to this game, so what I've done is just given her her options. I kind of said, you can do this, you can do that, you can decide. I'm not obviously giving her options that'll make her lose, just so it feels like she's playing it and it's not just me telling her what to do and her just rolling dice, because that's incredibly boring for her. So, her movement, she decides she wants to come up here to try to take this objective from me, so she moved Karn the Betrayer. Up here she got an advance of 2, but she does have advance in charge, so she might be able to make that charge. She put Lord of Makatis in behind this wall just to keep him protected so he can't be shot or anything, just so she can decide on future turns what to do with him. Move the Exalted 8-bound up here to deal with the fellows in the middle. And I let her decide if she wants to move here for points or move towards these Assault Intercessors for some kills. She opted for points, and she also moved the Jackals over here so she can eventually get it on here in Sticky, which will free the Terminators up to do some damage. And that is the movement. There isn't any shooting to be done, so we're going to go on to the charge phase. They couldn't fail even with the double 1, but these Berserkers, they need a 7 to make it into my Scouts. So Rumor's going to roll here. She needs a 7. In with a 9. In with style. So let's see if I get blended up by these World Eaters in combat. Exalted 8-bound into my Assault Intercessors. So Rumor has 12 attacks. All the Eviscerators. 2. So you gotta roll 2s or higher.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Because she has strength 7 on the charge. She needs 3s to wound me. Ooh, alrighty. 7 went through. AP2 damage 2, so I need 5s. Every failed save's a dead guy. Looks like I have 1 guy remaining against the Berserker Glaive, which is left to swing. Alright, so the Heavy Chain Glaive, we just did the rolls off camera. 9 wounds got through with the sustained, and these are AP3, so I need 6s to save. Any 2 failed saves is dead. Look, they're dead. And with that, turn 1 is over for the World Eaters. Rumor's cleared out the middle, cleared out this objective, So with Rumor doing cleanse over here, she gets 3 points. She's going to toss investigate signals for a CP, and the score is 3-3 going into turn 2. So Rumor's going to roll her turn 2 Corneoncy. You can re-roll 1, Rumor. Rumor's going to re-roll 1 and hope to get a 5, and so she can get her advance and charge still. A 3. So, turn 2, Rumor's going to take the 6-up Feel No Pain and the +2 move. She wanted the advance and charge, but Corn didn't favor her this turn. Turn 2 draw for the Salamanders. We have Investigate Signals, not the best, and Assassination. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend the CP that I gained this turn and draw a card. Engage in all fronts a little better, so let's see what I can do with those cards. Turn 2 Oath of Moment for the Salamanders is going to go on Karn the Betrayer and his Berserkers. Rumor decided to overwatch, so she is going to go down to 3 CP. She only did manage to get 1 wound with the overwatch, so my Assault Intercessor is down to 1 wound. So for my movement phase, I brought my Blade Guard out here to help support these aggressors. The aggressors should get some shots onto these Exalted 8-bound. My Redemptor and the Infernus Marines had to shift over here to hopefully clear its objective. And the Assault Intercessors moved up here. They might do a charge, we might just stay here to get engaged, because we need the points. The World Leaders are going to be coming at me hard next turn. Alrighty, on to my shooting. My Eradicators did stay off the board. I'm still going to wait until turn 3 to see what I do with them. So the Macroplasma, it shot into these Berserkers, and with Oath of Moment, I did get 3 wounds through. So Rumor does need a 6, because she is in the crater, so she does get some cover. 3 of them are dead. And then in typical fashion, rolling all the pitter-patter off camera, the Redemptor popped off and did kill the rest of the Berserkers. So I just have the Infernus Marines to shoot into Karn now. So he might be in a bit of trouble. So, and let's see if I'm hazardous or not, because I did overcharge, of course. No, it's a 2, so he is safe. So we're going to do the rest of the pitter-patter, and then the Infernus Marines are going to shoot into them as well. Alright, so only got 13 hits with the Flames, with the D6. So not a lot, but with the rerolls, because of Vulcan's ability, the Strength 5 weapons, the wounding on 3s, we wounded every single time. So Rumor needs 3s to save, and she needs a lot. She fails 5, and he is barbecued.
35 chicken. Wow.
Oh. One, he's still alive. Vulcan, he seems to really want Karn dead. He got a 6 on his D6 plus 3 shots, and then all 9 did go through with the reroll of wounds. These are AP 1s, so she does need 4s. Any 2s, any 2 that she fails is dead. Oh, he is a dead boy. Even with the reroll, he is dead. And I forgot to Feel No Pain for Karn. So I got Rumor to roll the 7 wounds that she took altogether, and she did get 3 6s. So with that 666, Karn the Betrayer is back on the board. So next, I'm going to use these aggressors to shoot into the Exalted 8-bound. I am going to use 2 CP, so I can have devastating wounds on 6s. And I'm also going to use +1 to wound, because they are within 6, so I can use +1 to wound. The aggressors, they popped off, so they got 665 on the D6 +1 shots. So that is 20 shots going through. Torrent weapon, so they automatically hit. Usually 5s, but the +1 to wound will bring me to 4s, and 6s will be devastating wounds with rerolls because of twin length. So with the rerolls, I did only manage to get 2 devastating wounds, but 9 wounds with the flames, and they are the closest target, so it's going to be AP 1. Rumor, you need 4s, and then you can do your Feel No Pains. Since the Exalted 8-bound already have a 6-up, they go to a 5-up. She does save 2, so with the devastating wound, she only loses 1 and a bit of her Exalted 8-bound. So the shooting phase, the aggressors did manage to kill 1 and a bit of the Exalted 8-bound. The Infernus Marines and the Redemptor did manage to take out Karn's Berserkers, but Karn is still on 1 wound, so I'm going to try to charge him and see what happens. I'm going to do my charges for the aggressors. The aggressors need a 4. Make it with a 5, just barely. And then the Infernus Marines into Karn the Betrayer. I need a 7. And 10. King Beans. Okay, so let's go to combat and see what happens. I am going to opt to do the aggressors first, because Rumor has enough to interrupt, and I'm going to recommend that she does. So over here, if I do over here first, though, and I kill him, he still fights on death, so he still swings, and then she would interrupt over here. So I'm going to do the aggressors first, see what happens, and hope my Infernus Marines can weather the rage of Karn. So the aggressors are going into the 8-bound now, hitting on 3s, and now wounding on through 3s, twin linked. Okay, so Rumor now needs to roll, and she needs 5s to save these guys. She does save 2, but then she has some feel no pains to roll. So we're going to do the feel no pains here on camera for the first few times, but other than that, we're going to skip it because it'll really slow the game and the pace of you guys before watching this. So her first one, she did 6 and 1. So she did lose her guy on 1 wound, so she can do the rest just normally now. Let's see what happens. Ooh, it's a valiant effort, but the Exalted 8-bound are dead.
No.
Rumor did interrupt here, and she's going to use Skulls for the Skull Throne for +1 to wound, because there is a character in my Infernus unit. Karn gets 8 attacks. He doesn't get the +1 any stats because he didn't charge, but Rumor gets the attack here, hitting on 2s. 6s will be sustained hits because she still has that. So the 1s, and she can reroll 1s because of his abilities. And he is strength 6, but the +1 to wound is going to bring him up to wounding on 2s, and he will reroll his wounds of 1. Roll up. And any of those 1s you can reroll there, Rumor. Ooh, full house. Looks like my Infernus Marines might be in some trouble. So Karn did get 10 wounds through. So I got to do these 5 at a time on the Infernus Marines since they don't have an invulnerable save, and Vulcan does. And it's only Vulcan that has the feel no pain from being on his objective they selected at the first of the game. Now let's see what happens to these Infernus Marines. 5 ups because they're AP2 to save some Infernus Marines. I save 1, so we'll make 1 more. Dead. 4 invulnerable saves on Vulcan Hastan. So I made 3 of them, so I do take 3 damage, but I have a 4 feel no pain on these 3 damage. Vulcan Hastan takes 1 damage, but the rest of the Infernus Marines are dead. And now it is time for Vulcan to get revenge for all his dead Infernus Marines against Karn. 5 wounds with the Spear of Vulcan, so Rumor does need some saves here. I think you need 5s. Ooh, so you do get some feel no pains, or 5, 6s. So she did fail 2, but she gets to do her 6-up feel no pain. So pick those up and hopefully you roll 4 6s to keep him alive.
Yeah, that's going to definitely happen.
He's dead. Vulcan did kill Karn. I did clear out the middle. And I did get engaged in all the fronts and assassinations. That is going to bring the Salamanders up to 16. The World Eaters are on 3. But they're going on to their turn 2. So let's see what damage the World Eaters can do. So Rumor's going to draw her cards now. She gets Aerial Denial and Storm Hostile Objective, which is really good because she wants to clear up the middle anyways. Aerial Denial, Storm Hostile Objective. Aerial Denial and Storm Hostile Objective are great secondaries for her. She can storm this middle here and get lots of points. With the 2 primary Rumor gets, this one and her home field objective, she gets 10 points, so the score is 16 to 13 for the Salamanders, but the World Eaters are coming. So Rumor's movement, she'd move the Terminators here towards the aggressors in the middle, move the Jackals over here to get a charge onto these Assault Intercessors. She moved Lord of Makadas and the 8-bound towards the middle as well. She did opt in to bring her Berserkers in from reserve to try to get a 9-inch charge onto Vulcan, which would once again put her a lock on the primary objective. So let's see what happens in the shooting phase for the World Eaters. So for the shooting phase, the Terminators did pretty good in shooting. They did kill the aggressor that was on 1 wound and brought another aggressor down to 1 wound as well. So only got 2 aggressors left in the middle for the Salamanders. And we're going to move on to the charge. There's nothing else to be shot. The first charge is going to be the Lord of Akatis into the middle. They make it in with a 4 just barely. And then we have the Terminators into the same target. 6, they will make it. So the big charge next here is the Berserkers into Vulcan. She needs a 9, but she does have the CP to reroll if she needs to. 6, so she's just going to spend a CP to re-roll it. A 7. So Vulcan will stay alive, and he'll keep that objective. So Rumor did get 4 wounds with the Eviscerators through, and 2 wounds with the Lacerators with her 8 bound. Saved 2 of the Eviscerators, so only had 1 guy left, and that's what I rolled against the Lacerators. So those are AP2, damage 3, so my aggressors are dead. And Rumor, once again, takes the middle. And we forgot to do it on camera, the charge and all this, but over here, they did kill 2 of the Assault Intercessors. I only managed to kill 2 of the Jackals back. Aerial Denial and Storm Hostile Objective. The score is 23-16 for Rumor. Turn 3, Corn Yahtzee. What do you get? That is a 6 ones. 6 ones. Let's see what we can do with that. We're going to come back. So, oddly enough, even though Rumor did get 6 ones, so you can use the triples for sustained hits and lethal hits. So I have some hard-hitting World Eaters coming my way. Turn 3 draw for Salamanders. We have Extend Battle Lines and Secure No Man's Land. So I do need to get on some objectives. So in the command phase, the Salamanders are up to 2 CP. And the World Eaters are up to 1 CP. And Oath of Moment is going to be going on to the Terminator score for turn 3, 26-23. For the Salamander's movement phase, I kept Vulcan behind this wall to be holding on to the objective. It'll help me get Secure No Man's Land. The Dreadnought stay back here to get some shots onto these Berserkers. The Blade Guard decide to ignore the middle and move up here towards this objective. If we can clear it out, we'll get some more points for Secure No Man's Land. Right now, I need to get as many points as I can, because I don't think my guys are long for this world. I brought these Eradicators into the back lines of the World Eaters to see if I can get some shots onto these Terminators and do some damage to them. Redemptor shot into these Berserkers. I had to use a CP to re-roll the amount of shots for the Macroplasma from a 1 into a 2. So the Salamanders are down to 1 CP. I did kill 3 of them with the Macro, and then Rumor made the saves on the Icarus. Nothing else is in range of them, so we're going to go on to the Eradicator shooting, and that's the last thing I have to shoot. These Eradicators are going to shoot into these Terminators. So they are Oath of Moment. So we have the Multi-Meltas first. It's just 2 shots, hitting on 4s, but re-rolling. That's 1 hit and 1 miss. See if it wounds. 3s. That will be a wound. Regular Meltas. So the regular Meltas are next, and they need 3s. Re-rolling. So that's 2 hits. We need 3s again. I would spend that on a reroll, but I already spent a CP on rerolling the shots for my Macroplasma for the Redemptor. And now Rumor has her saves. She needs 4 up saves to save against these Multi-Meltas. So that kills 2 Terminators, but that is not enough. I need to kill more. We are at the end of turn 3 for the Salamanders. This failed charge really hurt me. I wasn't able to get onto this objective. I did take a wound on my Assault Intercessors. I was only able to take out 2 more Jackals, and that did also stop me from getting the full 5 on Secure. So I did get 2 on Secure and 5 on Extend Battle Line. So the score is 33-23 for the Salamanders, but we're going on to turn 3 for the World Eaters. So, Rumor's turn 3 draw. Yep. You get a tempting target and bring it down. Rumor spent a CP to redraw, bring it down, just because she's probably not getting at that Redemptor anytime soon. Extend battle lines, way better. So she can extend battle lines easily. She still owns her backfield objective was sticky, and I didn't move these eradicators onto it. So she still owns her home field objective, so she'll get extended battle lines real easy on this one. The Rumor owns 3 of the points, so she gets 15 on primary. Okay, so quick and easy movement phase. I gave Rumor the option, do you want to go take Lord Mikatos down and deal with Vulcan, or do you want to deal with these guys first? So she opted to go take care of the Blade Guard and Adrax onto the shooting and the charge phase. So in the shooting phase, the Terminators did manage to plink off a wound off a Blade Guard, and then they charged. All the charges couldn't fail, except for this one over here, which she rolled a 6. So she made all of her charges. My Blade Guard could be in trouble. I'm going to use Armor of Contempt on those Blade Guard to try to keep them alive. And Rumor is going to use for the Skull Throne again for +1 to wound. She's going to use it with her Lord of Mikatos unit. So in the combat phase, for the Blade Guard, I'm going to use the ability to make me reroll my 1s if I fail my invulnerable saves. And then the 8-bound, they did get 5 through with their Eviscerators and 5 through with their Lacerators. So let's see how she goes. 4, so I can reroll my 1s though. Reroll my 1. Failing that save will kill one of the Blade Guard. And now 5, it's AP2, damage 3. And you failed 1, will kill 1 fully, reroll 1s. I can reroll my 1 here. That kills 2 more of my Blade Guard. Ugh. Adrax is in trouble. End of the turn. I didn't bother showing surrounded by Terminators and Lord of Mikatos still had to swing. He was chopped right up. It's a shame. It would not have been nice for him to swing or do something in this battle. He pretty much just ran around, failed to charge, and then died. I did manage to kill a bunch of these Jackals, stealing back that objective. Then over here, the Berserkers did 1 damage to Vulcan, and Vulcan was only able to kill 1 of the Berserkers. I do still own this with Vulcan, and I was able to steal that objective back, but everything in the middle is dead. I'm still kind of close in the points. The points right now are 43 to 33 for Rumor, but we're going to go into turn 4 for the Salamanders. Let's see what I can pull out here. Turn 4, Corn Yahtzee for Rumor. What does she get? Oh, she can have advance and charge and all that fun stuff. So she'll probably take advance and charge and sustained hits. It's always a pretty good one to take. Okay, so turn 4 Salamanders draw. We have attempting target and defend stronghold. So Rumor will make the middle the tempting target because that one's going to be super hard to come take from her. Even though I don't have a lot of units left on the board, I am staying it in the points. So with the stealing back that objective, I do get another 15 on the primary because I have OC5 with Vulcan. I own that objective. And I have 4 to the 2 over here. So I do get 15 points on the primary, bringing me up to 48 to 43 for the Salamanders. Both the moment, turn 4 will be on these 8-bound since my Redemptor can see them. Did overcharge with this Redemptor. I fired it into these 8-bound, getting 3 wounds through, but there's Rumor save. So I only killed 1 of them, so that's big. I really need to kill more, so that's looking like more trouble for the Salamanders. Okay, so for the rest of the shooting phase, I did shoot these Eradicators into the Terminators, got 2 wounds through, but Rumor made both the saves. And then in the melee phase, the Warriors did go first. They did not manage to do any wounds to Vulcan, and then Vulcan over here, he managed to kill the last Berserker. So that objective is free, as well as over here, the Intercessors were able to clear out the last of the Jackals. So the score is still 48 to 43. I should be able to get Defend Stronghold, but we're going to see what the cards get for Rumor. There's a few plays she can do to really start getting ahead here. Rumor's turn 4 draw. What do you get?
No prisoners?
Yep.
Deploy teleport Homer.
Not a bad one. She can deploy teleport Homer pretty easily, and no prisoners. She just needs to kill stuff. With Rumor getting 5 points for the middle and 5 points for her home field objective, I should have moved the Eradicators up, but I forgot. The score is now 53 to 48. For Rumor. And then her movement phase, she just advanced Lord Mikatos since she had advanced in charge over here to deal with these Eradicators and move these Terminators to deal with these Assault Intercessors. Yes, she will be giving up the middle for next turn for scoring, but she goes second so she can get back onto that in turn 5 and get some points for that as well as clearing out her backfield. Onto the shooting and the charging. So in the shooting phase, Rumor did kill 1 of my Assault Intercessors, so I only have 1 left. She can't fail that charge. The charge I'm going to show you is the Lord of Mikatos into my Eradicators. And it's just a pretty low charge. She only needs like a 4 or 5. And that 6 will make the charge, so let's go into the combat. This is what the Lord of Akatis and his 8-bound did. So that is 2 devastating wounds and 3 wounds from Lord of Akatis, 4 wounds from the Lacerators, and 2 wounds from the Eviscerators. Failing those, with the devastating wounds and those 3 fails from the Lord of Akatis weapon, that will kill the entire unit of Eradicators. Ugh. Okay, so with the killing of my Assault Intercessors and my Eradicators, Rumour gets no prisoner points. The points now are 57 to 48 for Rumour and her World Eaters. We're going to turn 5. Still very close, so it's going to come down to the wire. Turn 5 for the Salamanders. I draw, bring it down. I already traded my card in, so I can't throw that away, and overwhelming force. I need to kill people on objectives. So, with that, it's probably not looking good for me. Those are pretty terrible draws. For my turn, my movement in my turn, I can't go anywhere. I can move off these. I did score points for them, so I'll move ahead, but I can't get any shots at anything with this Redemptor. Even if I advanced, I couldn't shoot anything. So the points right now are 61 to 57, but Rumour's going to come storming ahead in turn 5. So I think it was a close game, but I think the World Eaters are going to get it in the end. Okay, so turn 5 draw for the World Eaters.
Please be good.
Got Assassination and Secure No Man's Land. So she can't get Assassination, but she will be able to get Secure No Man's Land. So we're going to come back at the end of the game here and figure out what the points are. Rumour did advance to get on the middle, so she will get 15 points for the primary at the end of her turn. She threw away Assassination at the end of her turn, but she did get Secure No Man's Land. There was nothing for her to shoot or charge. The end score is going to be 87 to 71 with paint. For Rumour and her World Eaters. She beat my Salamanders. It was a very close game. It was super fun. I thought this game was going to be over early, but we went all the way down to the wire. So thanks, Rumour. Thanks for playing. I hope you had a fun time.
It was very fun, but my legs are in pain.
You always get some Warhammer pain, especially I like to have my Warhammer shoes. Thanks for coming, Rumour. Thanks for playing, and everyone, thanks for stopping by.